Alright, let's shoot the video. Why you sound disappointed? The Leafs won. Yeah, but it's a trade deadline and they didn't even do anything. Today's not the trade deadline. What? Trade deadline's in 2 days. Oh, but there were all these trades. I guess I wasn't paying attention to the finer details. Well, yeah, a lot happened. I could understand if you missed some things. Let me guess. Vegas added someone who makes like millions of dollars despite the fact that they're 80 million over the cap. Buddy, do I have some news for you? Oh, you're joking! Let's go! Good. We all feel good. Stop! Never gets rusty! What am I doing? Into my kitchen! Producer Drew, can you fix all this? And when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs, you can crumple, yeet! Saw that going differently. With you wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Victory puppies, buddy! They won it! I don't... Oh, you know what? Here, sit. We gotta do a mulligan. Here, I'm even gonna... That was terrible. Congrats on becoming a big brother. Again, that was very cool. Leafs win! 2-1 in overtime over the Buffalo Sabres. 2 points is 2 points. You take them and you head on the road to, where do they play now? Boston! Alright, fine. This video is brought to you by me and so many other videos that I made. Please subscribe to the SDPN YouTube channel where we are going to be making even more videos on trade deadline, whether they make 1,000 trades before that or not, because I made 4 trade videos today. 4. Let's see if I can name them from memory. We did the Anthony Mantha trade to the Vegas Golden Knights. How do they keep getting people? We did the Vladimir Tarasenko trade to the Florida Panthers, which, you know, lol at the Senators because that trade sucks for them, but also they juiced up the Panthers. The most ridiculous one is probably the Colorado Avalanche. I combined the 2 deals that they made. They acquired Sean Walker in exchange for a first-round pick, and they dumped Ryan Johansson in the process, and then they dealt Bowen Byram for Casey Middlestat straight up. Just in case you were looking at the Sabres lineup like there's someone missing. Yes, but it's Byram and not Middlestat because Middlestat doesn't work there anymore. And I also made a video about former Leaf Sam Carrick, and Adam Henrique as well, joining the Edmonton Oilers in a 3-way deal where Tampa, interestingly, was the facilitator in a 3-team deal. My buddy Adam Wilde did the Alex Wenberg trade. We're waiting to see what the Noah Hannafin trade is because we know he's a Vegas Golden Knight. We just don't know the details. There's a 3rd team involved. We don't even know who it is yet. But trust, best believe, we will have it covered on the SDPN YouTube channel. Now, this game. Was it a work of art? Was it a Mona Lisa? No. I thought this tweet from Ben Ennis with under 10 minutes to go in the 3rd period encapsulated it perfectly. He tweets, according to Natural Stat Trick, there has yet to be a high danger shot attempt at 5-on-5 for either team in this game. We were 50 minutes into the game. There were 2 goals even. So the 2 goals that went in, which is still a low amount of goals for midway through the 3rd period, even those 2 goals shouldn't have even gone in. Nothing happened. There was some elevated of physicality, but it was board battles. You know what I mean? It was a shoulder nudge stick lift-a-thon. Nylander and David Kampf had a 2-on-1 on the penalty kill. Nylander had the puck on his stick and he just got rid of it for a line change. Yeah, that's a dude who's been benched a few times recently, huh? There were 2 things to note in this game why I grade the Leafs on a curve for this game. Number 1, there was very clearly an objective here. You know what? We got home ice advantage. Yes, we have trouble against this team. That team is shorthanded. Let's focus on defense. Let's really buckle down here because it's not something we've done well recently. And number 2, the Leafs have the flu bug going through the team. And if you want an idea of how bad that flu bug is, Jake McCabe didn't play. I'm going to say that again in case maybe it didn't sink in. Jake McCabe was too sick to play. That dude has like an Easton carbon fiber stick worth of carbon fiber shards in his nose alone from the past month. Have you seen his face? Have you seen his face? His nose looks like a map of Scotland. That dude's an animal. That dude's a madman. We've seen him get angry and scream at someone while bleeding. He's exactly the kind of dude who would scream at you for making him bleed his own blood, and he was too sick to play. My bet is these dudes on the first half of a back-to-back were dying. They were having a bad No good time. And for the Toronto Maple Leafs, a Buffalo-Boston back-to-back is about as bad as it gets. Buffalo, they struggle against so mightily, and then they have to go into TD Garden against Boston, who just mopped them a few days ago, and it's TD Garden and Boston. Back-to-back with travel. The only way it could possibly be worse is if the first game was in Buffalo, where the Leafs never win. So this game was very much a survival game. You know what? We need to figure out defense. Let's hunker down and do that. We got the flu. Let's do what we gotta do. I wish I could have thought of a third rhyme so I could do that all in one take. And valid that it is trade deadline week. Very often, teams, the Leafs included, look completely out of sorts in trade deadline week because everyone is in a rumor, no one wants to lose their roster spot, etc., etc. You're worried about the playoff roster, but your roster still has to make the playoffs, so how about you get some points? The first period was some of the most riveting cardio I have ever seen. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but it took the Buffalo Sabres like over half the first period to get their first shot on goal, at least according to the broadcast. The highlight of the period might have been Timothy Liljegren taking a hooking penalty. Oh my goodness, something might actually happen. It didn't. Sabres outshot the Leafs 10-6 officially by the end of it, but yeah, nothing happened. Second period, this is gonna knock your socks off. Something happened. 2.5 minutes into the second period, every member of the Nylander, Domi, Bertuzzi line got in on this goal. They got a point on this goal, but someone who didn't get a point but was huge in this goal being scored, Ilya Lyubushkin, who honestly has looked so comfortable returning to the Leafs. He knows how to play here. It's the same coach. A lot of the players are the same. Anyway, he keeps the puck in. There's just a rampage behind the Buffalo Sabres net. Max Domi kicks it loose to Tyler Bertuzzi. Beautiful pass in front to William Nylander. And shout out to Robert Malloy, who captions these videos for, here, I'll just show you the picture. Yeah, that is not how you guard William Nylander at all. That's not how you cover him. That's not how you do anything. Look at that. You see what they're doing? Don't do any of that. Ah! Oh, yeah, I can see how that'd be terrifying. But he plays for the team that I cheer for, so I'm actually quite optimistic about that. But if that happened to the team, if the other team was my team, I'd be sad. That'd mess my night up. He just rips the thing past UPL. I mean, I'd call that a high danger scoring shot. William Nylander picks up his 34th of the season. Bertuzzi stays hot. There's another point. Domi gets his 25th assist of the season. Let's go. Then you're not going to believe this. This is terrible. 4 minutes later, almost exactly 4 minutes later, something happened. Zemgus Girgensson sets up Victor Olofsson, who just sort of walks in and all right, let's watch this. Let's see who we can blame this on. All right, let's look at the coverage. Let's look at who should be where. Nope, that's just a shooter beating a goalie. Victor Olofsson rips it past Ilya Samsonov. Like, I really am not hating anything any defender did there. And you want to talk about two guys having cursed seasons. Girgensson's with his 2nd assist of the season. Victor Olofsson with his 5th goal? What the heck happened to those two? Those two have combined for 22 points in 81 games this season. Olofsson's been over 40 points multiple times. And I think Girgensson's has too. And yo, what? Girgensson's hasn't eclipsed 20 points since the 14-15 season? Didn't that guy get voted to the All-Star game? I know it was like a meme, but holy. Okay, it sounds like I'm making fun of them, but those two guys just scored, and it's a tie game. Rest of regulation, basically nothing happened. There was one shot at the side of the net that the Sabres had reviewed, and it looked like they might have scored, might have squeaked across the line. It didn't. Liljegren took another penalty, and I don't want to keep ragging on the guy, but he is not having a good week. This is a bad week to not have a good week. Like, we talked about the trade deadline distraction. If anyone has the right to be, or reason to be, distracted this week, I mean, it's Liljegren. Like, he might not have a job in the top 6 by Saturday. It's come off an injury, like, it's tough. But ahead of overtime, a lot of hustle. Like, William Nylander looked great. Austin Matthews in particular just looked average. Like, it was a weird game because you could tell the vast majority of the guys playing did not have it that night. But like structurally, they were fine. They weren't falling apart. They just weren't able to pull off the stuff they're used to. Then the game goes to overtime. And here's the thing. When you go to overtime and Ilya Samsonov is in net, you have to, by law, I think it was signed by both Ford and Trudeau, that he has to bail you out at least once in overtime. Now, any Buffalo Sabres fan watching this is probably like, what? Oh, right, because Samsonov was like really awful against the Sabres before he got sent down. That guy's gone. He looked like Sammy. He wore his jersey. That wasn't, don't worry. Samsonov's back now. The vast majority of Ilya Samsonov's tenure with the Toronto Maple Leafs is this guy, actually. It's the guy that you saw tonight. Yeah, you didn't love the goal that he allowed, but otherwise, yeah, you gave him a chance to win, including just a filthy glove save on Tage Thompson in overtime. I thought he had Victor Olofsson. I thought Olofsson had a tap in, but no, Tage has to take the shot. It's not a terrible one, but Ilya throws a little bit of mustard on it. And so the Leafs live to fight another shift, and oh my goodness. They throw out the core score, Morgan Rielly to Mitch Marner, filthy to Austin Matthews for the finish, his 54th of the season. And the Leafs pull off the 2-1 win and just slide 2 points into the standings. Someone I really want to point out, Ilya Lyubushkin. Like, we don't have to grade on a curve with this guy. He's actually just looked pretty good. Here's a tweet from a TSN story editor named Steven. Riley Lyubushkin's stats tonight at 5-on-5. Time on ice, 14 minutes and 8 seconds. Shots, 7-2. Shot attempts, 12-6. Expected goals for percentage, 87.2. 3 really solid games for that pairing since Boosh came back. You know what? Is Lyubushkin a superstar? Is he the name that you expected or hoped for? Probably not. But you know what's often a struggle at this time of year? Getting a guy who is the right fit for your team and having him gel with everybody. Brad Treliving wasn't the general manager when Ilya Lyubushkin was a Leaf last time, but lots of other guys in that locker room and in that front office were. The dude's familiar with the coach. He's familiar with the players. He's familiar with the player that he's playing with as a defense partner, at least for the time being. What's the saying? The devil you know? Well, maybe not the devil. I mean, Morgan Rielly wouldn't hurt anyone. Well, you know what I mean. Questions. Sammy has his smile back, and someone else says, Sammy smiles, baby. Yeah, man. Like, dude, I've been super comfortable with Ilya Samsonov in net for over a month now. Like, I was surprised how unbelievably bad he was to start the season and just continued to get worse. I was surprised by that. But I was equally surprised by how quickly I just went, oh, he's back. I said it before, I'll say it again. The dude that you saw, like, just before Christmas in December, the dude who couldn't stop a beach ball, he's gone. And that is not who Samsonov has been through the vast majority of his 1 3/4 seasons with the Leafs. Last year, all throughout the season, did he have this stinker here and there? Yeah. He also stole some games. He won a playoff series. He generally speaking gave the Leafs a chance to win. That's all he's done. All he's done since coming back. Basically every game. Give the Leafs a chance to win. Did Isla enjoy her first Leafs win? Yeah, it's nice. The way things are working out is I get to watch Leaf games with my daughter. She can't see anything. She's like 4 days old. She's 4 days old. I think she liked it great. Not because of the outcome. She didn't care. She's 4 days old. But she had a bottle. And she's big on the bottle. I like this. Everyone in the league making upgrades. Keith from the bench. Brad! Yeah, man, I have no idea what's going on. Like, right when I'm shooting this video, they're finalizing the Noah Hannafin deal. Apparently, it's Vegas, Calgary, and Philly. I still haven't even read all the details. People keep saying, oh, there's going to be no trades left for deadline day. I think there's plenty out there, man. Like, look at it this way. Everyone's loading up. And look at the teams who have loaded up twice. There have been a lot of deals, right? But a couple teams have loaded up twice with big names. Colorado got 2 big names. They got Sean Walker, who was a big name at this deadline. And they also got Casey Middlestat, who, like, I didn't even really know Buffalo was shopping. I mean, I did, but, like, it wasn't, I thought they were going to keep him or find a way. And then Vegas gets Anthony Mantha, who we did know was on the block. And now they've got Noah Hannafin somehow. And honestly, they might continue. Like, that Western Conference is ridiculous. But, like, Florida got Tarasenko too. How do we think the Atlantic teams feel about that? That includes the Leafs, but also the Bruins. What are the Lightning doing? Are they just going to be a broker? No way. Philly's been really active as a seller. Where are the Blues at? What about Chicago? Like, Chicago's in, like, dead last. Where are they at? Or are they in dead last or San Jose? Where's San Jose at? There are a lot of buyers and sellers still looking for dance partners. The next 48 hours are going to be stupid. And with that, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. I've made 5 videos today. Only one of them was on this channel. So head on over to SDPN and subscribe. Please. Gosh darn it. It's my job. That's my job. Subscribe to my job.